The IRS back at it again. I love catching the IRS. We've done it before at the ACLJ. As I hold up our case, this was the consent order, pretty thick. This was the Tea Party case, the Lynchpins of Liberty case the ACLJ did on behalf of all those Tea Party organizations when they were being targeted by the tax-exempt division. Remember, they were asking for the content of prayers, their back-end access to their email list. Hey, what did you say? Give me we need transcripts of every speech that's ever been made. Ultimately, of course, we won all those cases. There was both the consent order, and then there was also of the financial penalties case that moved forward, where the IRS also paid out millions of dollars to these groups. You know what the IRS wants to do with your taxpayer dollars? Hire 300 more of these special agents at the IRS. Can we scroll down to show them what they look like? Yeah. You got to be ready to use deadly force against American taxpayers. That's where your taxpayers dollars are going. If again, the House is battling to keep this money from going to the IRS, we're supposed to believe from the IRS Commissioner, Danny Warfel, that they're really not a bunch of armed agents. They're just a bunch of nerds with calculators, right?
He said that, right?
Take a listen. Let's play it.
Despite what some might think or say, these public servants within the IRS are armed only with calculators and their skills to help us address complex issues. Their work will give people confidence that all taxpayers, regardless of means, are being treated fairly under the tax laws.
Okay. The key word he used there was their civil side. But the IRS has an expanding now criminal side. Now, they've always had one because they go in sometimes with the FBI. Like if there's a raid on a business, they go in, the accountants go in. And sometimes those accountants need to be able to defend themselves if it's a surprise raid.
The way he said that was, this isn't happening. This is a conservative talking point.
Oh, yeah, they all laughed.
Yeah, exactly. This is like, I feel like Maury Povich being like, and that was determined to be a lie. That's what it feels like.
We know now that they are trying to hire an additional 300 armed special agents for their criminal division, bringing it up to 1,200. I mean, it's like, why do we need so many government agencies that are willing to use deadly force against Americans?
Is the IRS knocking on this many doors?
Are they raiding that many dangerous businesses?
That's what I'm saying. Like, imagine the amount you're talking about here when you're hiring this many people. That is the amount of people that they are sending out into the field. Not people that are getting phone calls, not people that are getting intimidated by letters or emails or anything else like that, which we've all gotten those. This is the amount of staff they have to have people in the field enforcing it, and that just doesn't seem to add up.
They tried to take down that job posting once, remember, because it said the use of deadly force. It's back up.
Right.
I mean, it's back up. I'm reading it in my hands.
It's even more.
Key requirements. Major duties. Be willing and able to participate in arrest, execution of search warrant, other dangerous assignments. They are supposed to be playing a secondary role in those. They're not supposed to be the ones busting down the door.
If something happens, sure, they can have protection and be safe. We obviously want that, but not. This feels like they are the enforcers.
Right. That they're not playing. It should be the FBI going in. Right. Clearing it out, then the agents come in to do their account work to get the documents they need either from computers or files, but that's not how this reads. You got to carry a firearm. You have to be ready to protect yourself and others from physical attacks at any time without warning, and you have to be willing to use deadly force. The use of deadly force. You have to be willing to kill other Americans. And it just, to me, whose door do they knock on? Journalists they don't like. Who do they come to? Middle-class Americans to audit more of your money. I mean, they're trying to downplay the fact that they've hired so many different, they want to hire 80,000 more, auditors and people like that. That's to go after middle-class Americans. Because let me tell you something. The poorest of the poor don't pay taxes. And the richest of the rich have lots of people handling their taxes. So who is in the middle trying to comply on their own? Middle-class Americans.